Welcome to We Watch Too Much TV, the weekly podcast where two real-life best friends dish on all the TV content they've been binging in their remote work-based lives. Babbling about everything from scripted television to reality TV and film, these two besties will immerse you in their quirky universe of streaming. Here are your hosts, Jeroslyn and Tinaya.
Birds of a feather, we should stick together, and I would say you ever. I don't know the words, but Billie Eilish should won a Grammy. So that's why I wanted to sing her song.
You know, I have to admit, I am getting old. I
Yeah.
know it. I know it because I don't know these little children. I don't know their music. I don't know the words, nor do I care to. I mean, I feel like if it's worth knowing, I might know it, but I could even remember when you were singing the espresso, espresso. Like, I didn't really know that song. And then, like, I heard it a few times and I was just like, stop. Turn it off. Thank you. It's not giving. And I have seen debates online about how these new girls are not giving us the long gone are the Britneys, the Christinas, the Jessicas, even the Mandy Moores. Like the girls aren't giving. And then even like Billie Eilish, I like Billie Eilish. Like she gives what her aesthetic, but it's not Nelly Furtado.
No, it's different.
It's not Dido. You remember her? You know what I mean? It's just, there was just like a different time. There was just a little different level of elevation that I feel like we are not reaching as a community. And I'm disengaged.
I like some of the new people. I do like that song. Maybe because I'm a TikTok girl. I love my TikTok.
Tinaya, it's
and
a
it
TikTok girl.
I am a
I got some insight on how I'm gonna get TikTok back. I haven't applied it yet, but I will get my TikTok and my CapCut back very soon because the word is out. Okay? Y'all can't keep us down.
No, you can't. You can't.
Period. But welcome back to We Watch Too Much TV, Season 5, Episode Deeks.
Diaz. We doing
Spanish.
Okay.
And French.
Okay, we took French, but I don't remember a lot of it.
I remember the numbers. Monsieur Saint Fort would be very proud.
And
we're back, and you know that every episode divisible by the number 5, we do a video episode. So,
yes, and our purest form. It is cold in New York. I am cold, guys. I've had a long day.
Cold. She's giving cold.
We're authentic.
It's cold here too. Cold. It got chilly. It got real windy. So I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt. Okay.
Here we are.
And we're here. Best friend, how was your week?
It was good. It was busy. A lot of television, a lot of time with my son, my dog. But it was good. I'm waiting for spring. 2025 starts when I start looking at the calendar.
Period. Have you noticed that the day is lasting a little longer?
Yes.
Right. I'm noticing that. I'm holding on to that because it's like, oh, it's 5:30 and the sun hasn't fully set yet. Praise God. Yes. Elsewhere, I'm a Pinterest girl. And my Pinterest has already started being like, girl, it's springtime. This is the spring fashions. And I'm like, yes, spring, add to my springboard.
Give me the list spring fashion right now.
Because Pinterest already lets you know what time to focus on. Like, move on to the next. We're on to spring now. So spring is about to sprung. So I'm loving that. Period. My week has been... It was cool. I had a nice weekend. I did a little press trip locally. So I was still
it looks beautiful. It looks so
gorgeous. I stayed at the Terranea Resort in Ranchos Palos Verdes. It's along a peninsula on the Southern California coast. And it totally worked out because the husband had to direct a video that night. And I was like, okay, I'm going to bring the baby with me. So they had a car service come pick me up. I brought the baby with me to the resort. She was with me on night one. It was hilarious. I went to the lobby and had drinks with a friend, had the baby with me.
That's
I'm,
it.
I'm multitasking, drinking wine, drinking rosé, feeding my baby her bottle. And I'm so lucky to have a really good baby. Like
Listen,
she's
my best friend
killing
is a modern woman. I'm going to get that paper, get that money with my child, respectfully, responsibly.
it, period.
That's it.
And then husband came. He came and joined us at like 4 a.m. So he just slept most of the next day. And she was just in the room chilling with him. And then I was out test driving the new Honda Civic Hybrid. Shout out to Honda. And then I went to their media reception because this was all around the Battle of the Bands, Honda Battle of the Bands, which I had never been to any type of Battle of the Bands. So I loved going. I was AKA'd out for that. And I got to be on the field, really up close and personal, seeing the bands perform, seeing their passion. One of the most exciting things was when each band finished. Like you, first of all, when they're coming ahead of the performance, they're straight, very serious because they're focused.
Right.
And then as soon as they're done, they're just like, yeah, yeah, our school, whatever the school, Southern, we here, ABP, we here. And there was this one school, UAPB, so the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. They have never even performed in a Battle of the Bands, period. And so this was their debut. And it was clear as day that they were the best one. Like the crowd was cheering for them loudly. Even everybody, everybody in our group, everyone was like, they were the best one. So it was good to see them kind of put themselves on the map now within the Battle of the Bands arena. And now they'll probably get invited to compete in other competitions and it's all about voting. So maybe people will start voting for them. So that was cool. Glorilla performed, and it was just a vibe. We was just eating at restaurants for the weekend because I only had the baby the first night. So the rest of the trip, it was 2 nights. I got to sleep by myself. You know,
Just me.
just me, no complaints.
I love that
I
energy.
took
I've
a
always wanted to
bath,
go to one.
which I realized I have not taken a bath since before I was pregnant.
Mm.
So I submerged this ass in that tub.
Here you go, Jesus.
Here are these cheeks, baby.
Lead unto me water in a bowl.
So it was nice. It was nice. And then now we're here back in the week working, stress, anxiety, life.
Not in 2025. We will not let
Yeah.
it win. I
No,
am trying
we're
to
not letting it win. Yeah.
optimistic, pessimistic.
No.
Watch TV. TV has been a great distraction. I'm not gonna lie. I love watching television. It just is like,
Yeah, it is.
okay, we're good.
It helps. It helps. Yes. So with that in mind, let's get into our weekly grab. How do we do the same thing? Because we're best friends.
Period.
What is first on your list? Best friend?
2025. It's the year of new award shows. Your girl is very happy. All of her award shows are coming. Okay. First ones that we had were the Grammys. Wait, did the Emmys happen already? I think the Emmys happened.
It was the Golden Globes.
I think something happened. But anyway, it was the Grammys. Watch it every year religiously. Trevor Noah was the host. I don't think we needed him. I don't think we needed a host. I think you could just present have an announcer. MC Light was doing just fine. I don't think we need a host.
I don't know. I don't like that when they don't do the host. I think that's a traditional aspect of the award shows that I always have enjoyed. It's just depending on if they did well. And so it might be time for
Maybe I just didn't like him.
Trevor Noah's done good in the past. So this probably might be his last year. I'm sure he also said a joke that didn't fly, like the joke about Colombians and stuff, and then
immigrants or something like that. Yeah, he just wasn't funny.
So it might be his last year, and it might be time for someone fresh. Because who was it that just killed it? Oh, at the Golden Globes,
who?
Frazier, Nikki Frazier,
yes,
Nikki Glazier. Sorry.
I'm like, yes, you're right. You're like, no, I'm not.
So sometimes they got to just get some new talent in there and switch it up.
He wasn't that funny. But amazing award show highlights was, of course, Miss Beyonce winning Album of the Year for the first time ever, history making. I think She was robbed a couple times, but I
Yeah, it's
digress.
crazy how it was like for this one, but at
Yeah,
least I feel like it was like they listened to Jay-Z's threat last year and
gotta
they're like,
give it
all right,
to her.
let's give it to her, which also at the same time too, granted, Renaissance should have won, but I do feel like Cowboy Carter was more genre bending. You know,
Yes,
it
it was
wasn't such a
different.
big reach for her to do house as it was for her to do
Her to
country
do country. Yeah,
and
and it wasn't
culture.
bad. Yeah,
And
it was good.
right. So I can respect her that being her first album of the year Grammy, but those of us who know Lemonade, self-titled, Renaissance, three robberies, but we
Ooh,
digress.
Lemonade still goes on. Like,
Yeah.
so she was robbed, but she also won Best Country Album. You know, the wife
Period. And they
still
can be
mad.
mad about it.
It was good. It was good. Miley's not. Miley's happy.
Miley's
I
very
love
happy.
Charlie SCX. I think she's very genre bending.
Yeah.
Her whole brat thing, you know, I'm kind of with the kids. I'm a cool
Mhm.
auntie. I just like that it was different. She just was like, I'm just gonna go on stage and party, and it was different. I just want Kanye and his wife to go in a box and stay in there, but they're not because we're talking about them. This is what they want. They
That's
want to
what
be Google. They want to be talked about, but it's just like I pray for her. Um, I love Doechii. I've always loved Doechii. I'm not new to this Doechii. I'm true to this. My Leo queer queen. I love her. I'm so proud of her. So happy for her. And Bruno. I really like him. Him and Lady Gaga won duo, best pop duo group. Well deserved. Overall, it was a good Grammys. The Quincy Jones tribute. Ugh, there was so much more I was missing. It just
I was seeing the feedback about Janelle Monáe and that Michael Jackson. And
Y'all gotta stop trying to play Chris Brown because y'all definitely gave him a Grammy, but he needs to do a Michael Jackson. Too many people
because
can't.
y'all did not need to throw Janelle Monáe's ass up in there.
And
And
she
we
was like, you
love
know what I'm gonna do to
Janelle.
my hair? I'm gonna twist it.
We love Janelle, but she did not deserve that. And she didn't do it justice. She tried, but fell short. Very short. And yeah. So they did give Chris Brown the Grammy.
Yes.
So hopefully that opens the door for bringing him back to perform and ideally doing a proper Michael Jackson tribute because yeah, he's
Yes.
the only one that could really do it.
Jermaine Jackson said it. I remember after he died on BT Awards, Jermaine was like, "There's the person who should have did it," and he killed it. Killed it. Anyway, Grammys were good. They raised a lot of money for the LA wildfires,
Yes.
and it was good. It was cute. It was cute.
Yeah,
What's
I liked hearing of like the winners. It seemed like, like they was definitely trying to,
Oh, Kendrick. Kendrick
yeah,
did the big one.
Kendrick
Sorry, Kendrick. Of
won
course.
five Grammys for a diss record for one song, by the way. Like five
5 out of
Grammys for
5.
one
All
song.
5 he was nominated for, he won. All 5.
Yeah, five
You
Grammys for
know.
one song because he didn't have an album. His album didn't release in time for the Grammys, so he might return next year and sweep that shit again. But five Grammys for one song. Then you got Doechii who won Best Rap Album and is the third female to do so after Cardi B and Lauryn Hill. I saw a joke on Twitter that said Doechii might be the first female Best Rap Album winner to finally give us a follow-up album.
That is true.
Yeah. The curse of just one album among the like Lauryn Hill and Cardi B.
Wow. Cardi says she coming this year. So, but
I
that's
hope so, because Cardi, like, we just need you to focus on the music, give us some music, let us help us,
yeah. She
just
might
have.
be the rap Keisha Cole, low key. Like she might
We
have some
just need her. Just Cardi, come on with the music. We
focus.
already like you. You dropped the dead weight. Just come on with the music. That's what we need. I do see the debates around Doechii, and I will say, as a Doechii fan, I was so excited to see her win. Very like I do believe it was deserved because of her what she like. She really can rap. She really writes her stuff. She's very lyrical. Her flow, delivery, everything. You can hear the inspirations of the Nicki Minaj's, the Lauryn Hills, the the Jay-Z's, like all of it is in her style. However, I will it did just come off like it was like they were pushing her hard in the I would say the latter end of 2024 to the point where it was coming off like is this like genuine? Is this planty when you come to that term of like industry plant? I don't believe that Doechii's an industry plant. I believe she worked very,
I
very
don't
hard to get to where
either.
she is.
Yeah.
I just do believe that there still is industry networking things that go on to where if they're like, this is who we want to get behind, people work together to make that happen. If it led
Mm.
to her getting a Grammy, oh well, money well spent. I'm totally for the investment. I just do like just certain things with just like out of nowhere, you start seeing all these major artists tweet about Doechii in like November. And it was just like, what's this about? You know, because Doechii, it didn't start being Doechii in November. Like she's been this fly and dope and
She
amazing.
had some songs go like viral. Yeah. I just hate that that's even a conversation. Like that's a beautiful black woman and people are just like, but is it? It's like she's talented. She ain't no. So
Because
I
she's
didn't
not
even
the only
know.
one that they do it to, and it starts to kind of get a little obvious when it's like they're really pushing someone into making them more mainstream versus the fact that, granted, it's like the Grammys have always been like, you don't need to have a hit record to be this. We decide that you're worthy of this Grammy. But yeah, did she have a hit record? No. And it was just like Doechii, 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 Doechii. And so it's just like, okay, are y'all trying to force us to feel like this is what we're supposed to think? And
Mm.
so, it just begs the question because that is kind of what happens when it was Cardi B's time. It was like Cardi, 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 Cardi. And then Cardi won that Grammy. And then Megan, 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 Megan. Now, granted, again, I don't mind, especially when it's a minority, which is like a woman in hip hop.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But I just do believe that the way it's done, and we have this debate going with this whole lawsuit that Drake is doing, it comes off like, oh, do they kind of direct these moves that make us feel like it's our own free will that we feel this way when really we were kind of coerced into feeling this way because of marketing and advertising and networking and all of that stuff that plays into it.
Mm.
And I was starting to feel that way myself when I just noticed how they were pushing Doechii when people already, to me, she had a fan base already because we already liked her. I've been liking her for like the last 2 years. Knew about her. Mark, my husband has done videos with her years ago. So I had already knew about her. And I felt like she deserved her just due. It's just that the way it was kind of happening was just like, okay, I don't know. But
Mm.
regardless, she won. And there was something else. Oh, and shout out to Rhapsody for
I
also
want
winning.
her first grandma.
She won her first Grammy and so humble about it
Beautiful. She
and
looked amazing. Her whole
gorgeous. I love
outfit.
that outfit she had on with the
So
beads,
cute. The little headpiece. Everything.
right. So yes, the Grammys. Anything else you wanted to note about the Grammys?
Roxanne Shante got a Lifetime Achievement Award. It was a big thing. She was like one of the first female rappers. I think one of the first female rapper ever to go like mainstream. And I just liked it. That was it. It was like a 7 out of 10. What is first on your weekly grab?
First on my weekly grab is Goosebumps The Vanishing. I'm a Goosebumps fan. I was watching the last season that they had with Justin Long, and now they have tapped a new, now more seasoned, dark-haired actor in David Schwimmer. Because I'm like, is there an aesthetic going on here from Justin Long to David Schwimmer? But David Schwimmer is leading as Anthony Brewer. First of all,
So they're not the same person. It's like the cousin, or just a different
it's a
people.
whole different story,
Okay.
still from
Okay.
the great R.L. Stein. And Anthony Brewer is a former botany professor who he loves science and mystery. And back in 1994, because each story always pays homage to the original Goosebumps from back in the day. So this one takes place in New York City. And back in 1994, these kids went to this like, it's called Camp Nightmare, but it was really where the government was like allegedly doing experiments on people. And these kids disappeared, one of them being Anthony Brewer's brother.
Hmm.
So then you have this new generation of kids. Two of them are twins, which are David Schwimmer's kids. Cece and Devin Brewer is a brother and sister. And they've kind of gotten put into this, I think, because they're spending the summer with his dad, and then oh, what happened? Somebody went back to that damn Camp Nightmare, and the dust from whatever it came David Schwimmer captured it, put it in this container, and now it's like mutating and turning into this thing. And so it started as just a blob, then it turned into this eating plant. The plant ate one of the teenagers. The teenager was this little globby monster. Then they dropped a car on that globby monster.
There's
Then
so
the
much
evil
going on.
glob turned into a haunted car. The girl's driving the haunted car. The car tries to kill her. It goes into the water. Then it jumped into the girl's kombucha cup. Now it's in the kombucha cup. The girl drinks it. Now it's in her nose. She throws it up. The blob turns into a blob out of the sink. Roar, roar, roar. Runs away. It's amazing.
They should hire you for the Audible. They should hire you for the Audible. Like, I don't understand. Hello, RL, Goosebumps, Disney,
I
like.
love how they've evolved the story from what started as a little glob to a haunted car to a it's all over the place. I'm like, David Schwimmer loses his head, an eyeball falls out. It's cool. I'm loving it. It's very reminiscent of just what we loved in Goosebumps. And what I love about this new reimagined version of Goosebumps is that they take one story, turn it into a short series, and then it's on to the next for so it's like you're following these characters and this story throughout 8 episodes versus when we were kids in the 90s. Remember, it was one little
The
30-minute
thing.
episode with
Yep.
commercials. So technically it was only like 15 minutes. And it was just like, all right, that's it. On to the next story. But I will say for any of these young kids that are just getting introduced to Goosebumps, go back, watch the original, or even
Yeah.
read the books. The books are
The
better.
books were amazing. I don't remember the show as much as I remember the books.
The
My little
books were
Scholastic Money.
amazing. He
Yes.
even got to the point where, remember, he would do like choose your own adventure, where it would be like, if you think he should walk away, go to page 37. If you want to go to it, into the drama, turn to page 58. And he's like, ooh, I got choice. And I was such a geek.
Goosebumps.
I
Y'all are
would
making a business
fold
opportunity.
tabs into so I could go to ever read every adventure, every ritual way. So yeah, just love it, love the show and the new kids that are in it. They're all doing well. It's a good little story and light horror, it's not too dark. It's not American Horror Story. But it is like, got that dark essence like the original
Mhm.
Goosebumps. So here for it. Goosebumps The Vanishing. You can watch it on Hulu.
Okay, you know what? I'll give one episode, but the eyes and the blob. Mm,
I mean, if
I
you
don't
give it one episode, you're probably going to get into it.
know. Okay, I'll try at least one over the weekend. I'll try at least one.
Does it hurt? What's next on your weekly grab?
Second on my weekly grab. Sometimes in life, best friend, I'm in the bed and I'm like, you know what you need, Tinaya? Some Tubi. Um, so I turned on Tubi, and the first movie on was called Sugar Mama, and I watched it.
Okay.
It
Who's in it?
starred Latasha Rose
LaTarsha Rose.
and a whole bunch of other people we do not know.
Okay.
It's a Tubi original, which means it's originally and will only be on Tubi. So you have a rich black middle-aged woman. Her husband dies in a car accident and she becomes an investor. She goes around to schools to do lectures and she meets a young guy that she wants to mentor, but he's really a sugar baby. And he has like an older woman that he already like is kind of courting, but then he ends it for this lady because becomes possessive. Then the lady starts killing everybody. The sugar mama, and the boy thinks that he likes her. He tries to sleep with her, but it turns out that her son was like hurt in an accident and she wants to save the son, and the boy that she is mentoring, she just wants to take his heart so that she could give it to the son that she's been keeping alive in her basement. It's just like, what? And then she kills everybody in his life. She kills everybody. And
This
then she
is Tubi?
yes, this is on Tubi. And then it fucking works. And then miraculously, her son, who's been brain dead for years, gets this new young heart and is just walking at the end of the movie. It was so,
Okay.
it was like it had me. Then the ending was just like Tubi, like just certain things. It's just like what I didn't get the.
Okay. Okay.
It was just it was so bad. It was good. I hate watch the movie. Like I didn't like it, but I watched the whole thing because it was just like.
Because at this point, it's like I'm invested, and now I have to know
And then
what.
it was like 100, like not 100, an hour and 30 minutes. And then I was doing homework. And so a minute and 15, I was like, okay, that's it. But then it kept calling me, like, what is she doing? And I was like, oh, okay, maybe she'll try to kill him to be with him. The whole son that she killed the father and the father's mistress in a car accident. And he took the son. The son wasn't supposed to be there. And the son, the husband and the girl died, but the son stayed alive. And she kept him on life
Oh
support
my
and
Lord,
been
Jesus.
waiting her whole life for a guy with his blood type, and then randomly goes to a college, meets a guy, acts like a mentor. He trying to do her because that's what he thinks. She just wants him to be the son. She start treating him like a son, and then it was a lot, and it was like Goosebumps, but the opposite. Like just a lot of what?
Here I was hoping that you watched that new Sterling K. Brown show's Paradise.
I will. I want to. It's on the list. It's
And
on
you
the.
over here, you came with, because I watched the first episode of Paradise, but I wasn't paying attention. And so I missed whatever happened. And everybody's like, ooh, the ending was so good. I was like, well, you know what? I was like, I'm sure Tanea watched it.
I
I'm
was watching too.
positive she watched it. Nope. Tanea was watching Latarsha Jenkins, Tubi,
Natasha Rose.
Latarsha Rose, Sugar Mama. Okay.
You know what? You're gonna give
About
me.
Frankenstein in the hood. It's basically what I got. I don't know what the hell you just said. Okay. But
That is what I watched on my weekly grab. What did you
so
watch?
check it. Nah, that movie sounds crazy, but you know what?
Listen, it was Tubi, and I was just like,
There's an
what?
audience for everything. And I do commend whoever's the writer. I'm gathering they're black because
Yes,
that's good writing. That was like showing it's something different. It's not the typical, like, coldest winter ever. No shade, because we love those books.
yes,
It's
yes.
a soldier. But I'm just saying it wasn't the typical like hood love story. It was
It was just
different.
it was like 15 storylines because she was rich and she killed her husband and she was a investor, but he couldn't talk to anybody. But then she kept killing everybody. You didn't have to kill all these people. You could have just took his
Right.
and then it worked. And then the son just walked out like, "Hey, mom, we're going to vacation." It was just like, what?
Okay.
But I
Hey,
had to talk about it. I did watch it, whether
listen,
I
because you
liked it or
watched it.
not. I watched it.
Right.
What is
We are
next?
not a monolith.
Listen, we're gonna give Tubi a chance, and we're gonna give Paradise a chance. I will watch it and report back.
Yes, please, because I'm like, I missed. I was like, wait, what happened? What?
That part, you like, okay, what part?
Next on my weekly grab is Beast Games. It is the new popular competition show on Amazon Prime. It is that popular YouTuber, Mr. Beast. He's kind of taken what he naturally does on YouTube with just having people do crazy stuff for money, for large sums of money. And he mixes that with elements of Squid Game, minus the murder,
Oh,
but still kind of putting people to the test to see how kind of low or backstabby or selfish they are willing to be over money, or because it's all different types of challenges, and even ways that you could walk away with money or you could get eliminated, or you have a chance to even get out of the game right now and just cash out and take a lot of money. But you just see people are like, no, I'm gonna stay, or there's people like, up, I'm out, I'm good with this amount, and so they'll cash out for like, say, $50,000, and then if they might have waited a few more seconds, they could have walked away with $100,000.
mm.
So in the end, one person is going to go home with $5 million, but so far we have it's already up to, I think we're up to like episode 7. So you've seen people, and they're spacing it out week by week, so you got to really wait a week to get to
It's
the next.
live, or they just is it pre-taped or
It's
it's live?
pre-taped, but
Okay.
they're rolling it out on a weekly basis. So let's say, for example, the way it started, I think it was 500 people standing on these platforms that they were going to like drop down to the depths of hell or whatever. But before they even got started, they were like, we have how much money? I can't remember the exact amount, but let's say, for example, it was $100,000. They're like, you could just take the option right now to just take the money and leave. But based on how many people decide to leave, you got to split this money with them. So one girl comes out, she's the guy, she got the 100,000 to herself, but then more people are like, forget it, I'm leaving. So it like dwindles down. I think they each though walked away with like 20 something $1,000 to
Oh,
do
okay.
nothing, right?
Yeah.
So that's like right there, you just got a quick on nearly 30 racks to just do nothing because you just showed up.
Yep.
Then from there, they eliminated like more than half of the people based on whatever number they had. So that's when you just see people dropping. Then it was like an option of like somebody from your row had to be willing to sacrifice themselves in order for your whole row to make it to the next challenge. And if no one was willing to sacrifice themselves, you all were going to get eliminated. So then you got to see now who's willing to just sacrifice themselves for the greater good of us making it, and you just go home with nothing.
Oh my
So now
God.
you just see it develop episode after episode where some you have to like it's people like then it's like one person given the power to eliminate two people. And then if they don't eliminate these at least two people, then they might eliminate a whole group of people. Or four people were selected and they had the power to take $1 million or eliminate the whole team. And
Mm.
some people turned down $1 million. I couldn't believe it because I was like, if that was my husband, if he would have came home, I'd have whooped his ass. Like, you should have took that million.
Oh, no.
Then for one of those people that gave up the million, you see him later get eliminated. It's like, damn, you should have just took that million.
Mm.
Then you see people that like try to sabotage other people. So you're like hoping like, oh, I hope your ass go home. I hope you
Mm.
go home. But then you see they might make it. So it's just really cool because
Sounds
it's
really
very
good.
similar to Squid Game where it's just like, okay, a lot of these people, some of them are in debt. Like this last challenge. So now they're down to the top 10.
Mm. Only one
So
person can win.
one person is going to win the 5 million, but you have chances of winning. Like one girl who already got eliminated, she won a whole island. She has a whole island that she owns now.
What?
Yes. A whole like beautiful like Caribbean like island she won from like playing the game properly, and then whatever, eventually she got eliminated, but she still won that island. And like
Oh.
I said, other people have got eliminated, but they might have already even won some money, or some people just took money and left the game early or whatever, so they don't get to make it
Mm.
anywhere else. So now it's down to the top 10. One of those women is one that gave up $1 million to save the group, whatever. So she kind of gets a lot of respect. So then now this challenge that we just saw, there was $100,000 in this big container. Everybody had selected, like they started with the first one, which of course is this woman that gave up the million, because like I said, she's like everybody respects her, so she was first. And then she picked someone to go out, she picked someone, and then they picked someone, and then until it got to the last person. And that lineup mattered because pretty much what it meant, they had $100,000. They each had to go to their little apartments.
Mm-hmm.
They each came out without any of them seeing, and they were able to take as much money or as little money from that 100,000 and then leave the rest for the rest of the group until it got down to the last person. So this girl, being so noble, she takes 100,000 under the impression, no, not 100,000. She takes, what's 100,000 divided by 10?
10, I think. 10. 10,000.
Yes, exactly. So it's like she's taking, right, she takes
Thinking
her,
everybody's gonna take 10.
she's thinking everybody is going to take $10,000. Actually, no, I'm so sorry. It's $1 million. So she's thinking everyone is going to take $100,000
Oh.
so that it would be equal. She takes $100,000. The second guy, he said he already had his number in his mind. He just picked his birthday. His birthday's February 23rd. So he takes $223,000. The third guy comes, and so he sees what's left, and he decides that he is going to take $650,000, leaving the remaining contestants with $27,000. That's 7 people that have to divide $27,000.
Oh my
And so,
God.
it dwindles down. One guy takes 7,000. One guy takes 0 because he was like, I think this is going to play a part in the next challenge or whatever. The other, like the girl who came after the nigga that took $650,000, she was like so pissed off. Then
Oh.
even at the end,
Did they
after the
tell her
football,
like that's how much he took?
no, you don't know how much each person took until they came together at the end to discuss it. And the first lady was like, I only took 100,000 thinking that's what everybody else was going to do. The other guy, he was like, I did take 223, but that was the number I had in my mind. So then it's like, well, how much money did you take? He's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I want to watch this so bad.
It's a really good show. That's why now I saw an article that now all these networks are wanting to invest in getting influencers to host shows because of the popularity of Mr. Beast. But I just think Mr. Beast is Mr. Beast. My husband watches Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast had already been doing like, I have $1 million, and if you want we're gonna see if this person how long they're willing to stay in this deserted warehouse to get $1 million. Like
I'm not familiar with him. Like I've heard of him maybe once or twice.
he's been doing he's been doing YouTube like forever. So he has a really large following. And as his following grew, he just kind of started doing these videos of like seeing what people would be willing to do for money. And that's been his niche. And then now he just got really, and then from there he got really popular, and now people are throwing money at him. So now he's going to countries in Africa to build water wells. So you're seeing him do stuff like that. But his main milk and cookies is having people, putting them up to challenges to where they could go home with a lot of money. And that's his thing. So he's been doing this for like years. So now they just combined it into a game show. And now he has his own game show on Amazon Prime. And it's really good. I actually really got into it because I'd be like, why are you always watching this damn Mr. Beast and his loud ass voice? Because he'd be like, oh, Will. I'm like, okay. But nah, no shades.
It's the person taking 650K. Like,
I'm sorry, guys. I got kids. Because he got 2 kids with his husband. Sir.
And so did they vote him out, or
they about to vote his ass out? I'm sure his ass is about to go.
He's not gonna make it. He's not gonna make it.
He's definitely not gonna make it. He is probably gonna be first, but at least he got that 650. That's how you got to do it. That's how you got to think too, because it's like,
yeah,
you
it's
know,
like if I'm gonna go out, this is $500,000.
Right. Right. So it's a really good show. It really sees people's like just, kind of how low they're willing to go for some money. And
I want to watch. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that.
So Amazon Prime, Beast Games, pretty good show. What is last on your weekly grab?
Last on my weekly grab is a show we talked about. I just loved this past episode, Married to Medicine. It was Quad was lit. Quad was lit. You can tell that Quad had a little bit too much to drink. Not an excuse, but Quad was lit. I think that Dr. G liked her when she was in a position of other. I think to see that he got remarried first. He had the younger wife. Remember, Quad wasn't happy. I think Quad was the person to leave. So I think that now Quad has a younger man. Quad has always been a flashy type of person, but now she got this fine, young, nice guy. Like King is nice. You can tell he's genuinely himself. Like he is like, I'll do this for her, but he doesn't give like TJ vibes. He doesn't give like Plant. You can tell they like each other, and Quad was lit. First of all, I don't know why they did a couple strips. Second of all, I don't know why Phaedra bought this fake rent-a guy, because you're not gonna talk to him ever again. You bought this little 30-year-old boy. Fourth or fifth of all, Heavenly, why are you inviting Apollo? Like, this doesn't make any sense to me. He doesn't come yet, but like, Heavenly's like, and we gotta show exes how to get along. No. Basically, they tried to play some like relationship game, and they started saying how they lied purposely. They was like, how many dates before y'all like hooked up? And they were sneaking like, you want to say 30? Just say 30. And it was so cute. And everybody knew they was lying. But they was like, it don't matter. We won, whatever. Then they said something about how long y'all waited to have something that was a married question. And like, I was like, I love my man. And this is my man. And I am so happy. And then something happened with Sweet Tea and Dr. G. And they started going back and forth. It was a lot.
I didn't watch this episode. I missed it.
Dr. Greg was annoyed. He left. He like was not happy. He was like, I'm tired of the drama. She got her man, let her move on. Like, I don't even care. Quiet was talking a lot. She was lit, but I think he was really salty because she moved on. She didn't just move on. He's everything. When she's talking about, oh yeah, I can't wait to have his kids. I can't wait. Like, I'm getting ready because he already has a daughter that's 9. And she's like, yep, I can't wait. Like, that's like your ex. Imagine your ex-husband and his new wife, and then Sweet Tea trying to defend her man, but he over it. And Sweet Tea just gives annoying. She just something about her and my spirit don't fit.
People were saying online like she wasn't meant to be on reality television.
Mm-mm. She's like, I think she thinks she's doing, when they think they're doing something that they're not doing. She
You're
just
not.
gives like forcible, like she does too much. And Dr. G didn't need her to like say anything, but she just felt the need to. And Quad don't give a damn. Dr. Mimi tries to psychiatrize.
I
I
like that.
don't know if having she's beautiful. I think having a psychiatrist is gonna be triggering for these girls because she's gonna
Hmm.
always try to use that like this is this. Like, and this is what they're doing. Girl, sometimes you just gotta be a little catty, a little shady. So I'm praying
Right.
he doesn't like, and this is mental health. Like, I don't want that. I want you to sometimes be
And
shady.
this is Mr. Hell.
Like, she's gonna be like, and you have a syndrome. I don't want that. Give me some shade, give me some cute,
Mhm.
but it was just interesting. Quad was lit. She said that on Twitter. So she's like, yeah, I was just lit. But watching Dr. G get so uneasy, I think a lot of them liked her better when she was just
Mhm.
not with this guy. And you can tell she's genuinely happy. Like they actually
I'm here
like
for it.
I love it. And he was just calm. He was like, I'm cool. I'm
Those are the
good. And
best
that's what
ones.
gets Dr. G even more. He's
Mhm.
the only one. Toya was like, all the husbands need to have their shirt closed except for King. Because he got the shirt open. He
Because
better
listen, this body is bodying.
imagine getting that from no shade. I'm sorry, God, please. Imagine. Imagine. Ima- Come on. Come on.
Unbutton that button.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it just was good. I think Quad was lit. I don't TT doesn't do it for me, but I it's interesting to see how the like because apparently next episode they get to a fight. That's something like Dr. G like
All right.
says
So
gets
guys, I'm gonna just tune in right on this last episode.
yes,
Just
yes. And
jump
that's when
right on.
Apollo also comes, and Apollo knows
I've been waiting for
Sage
Come
is
on,
bait.
Apollo. Come on, Apollo. We got to
And
see
the wife is
the
not
return
there.
of Apollo on this new season of Roa. Please.
Come on, Apollo.
Justice for Apollo.
He did
Okay.
his
Well, yeah,
time for his crime. Yes.
I'm
What's the
watching.
last on your weekly grab?
Last on my weekly grab, I believe I might have touched on it lightly, but now I could talk about it more now that the show has aired. Harlem season 3. It's really good. It's unfortunately the final season. They didn't pick it up for a season 4. So what you see is the creator Tracy Oliver really doing a good job to wrap up the storylines. Like you hate to see a show end and it's like, oh, I wish it.
Mhm.
So it's like she's doing that with this third and final
He didn't
season.
girlfriends it. Like girlfriends just left. So
Right.
like I love
Right.
that. I love that they gave them one final
Right. And
after that.
it's a good show. It's good storytelling. Again, what I've always liked about Harlem is just the relatability factor for where the women are in their lives and then just where we are in our lives as millennials. So you're seeing Camille and Ian, they have decided to go their separate ways, but they're still, benefiting it and hooking up. And then what comes from that is what can come from that. And so
Mhm.
now it's like, whoa. Oh, and he, Ian, the reason they broke up is because of just their differences in what they want in life, right? Ian knows that he wants to be a father, and Camille's just not ready for that.
Mhm.
She wants to still focus on her career. Despite, I guess, where was she working? Columbia?
I
Under
think
Whoopi
so.
Goldberg was the tenured professor. Yeah. So she quit that job, but she's really focused on her writing. But then now they get tied up.
Mhm.
And this is after Ian has now moved on and is dating someone from his past that came back into his life. So you're seeing him navigate that. Then you have Ty, who she is coming off of just the hot girl summer in it. Like she was just sleeping with a mom and her daughter and got caught up in that in season 2.
Woo,
So now you're seeing her end up meeting someone played by Gail Bean, who we know
love
from
her.
Snowfall. She's really like she's a great
Love.
actress. So it's good to just see her continuing to elevate. And so they start working together and sparks fly. And so now they're kind of kindling a little romance, but at the same time, Ty just still has a lot of toxic traits that she needs to let go of. And so you're seeing Gail Bean's character get confronted with, am I gonna sit here and be patient with someone that's really just playing in my face?
Mm.
And that's something that a lot of people can relate to when you start dating someone that you actually like
Mhm.
and they playing games. And then it's
Playing
just
in
like,
your face.
am I gonna just sit here and deal with this? You know, and sometimes we'll see like it could be worth it, right? Because all it takes is just that incident or two where now you're done with them, and then they're like, hold up, wait, hold up,
Please, baby, please, baby, please.
please, you're right. So there's that. Then we have Quinn, played by Grace Fires, beautiful,
Yeah,
love
she's
her.
so cute.
Um, she ends up meeting this guy named Seth, who's like a professional MLB player, and he really checks all the boxes except one, that one being like a major one where you can't really settle down. Well, you can settle down with someone of his type as long as you kind of can play into the lifestyle that he wants for
Mm,
himself. And so it's like that thing of like, are you willing to compromise for
mm.
love, or even, I guess, someone who, you're really attracted to and all you could see a future with, and to what degree are you willing to compromise?
Because in your 20s, you'd be like, but in your 30s, you're like, no
Right.
one's perfect now. Can we deal?
Exactly.
What can we allow? And that's I love shows like that because you have to think
Yes.
about that. Like, is it the end or do we just need to have more conversations?
And then we have Angie, played by Shaniqua Shandai, and she really is like coming into her own, right? Like she lands a really good acting gig, and she has this guy who just wants to do it all for her. He wants to marry her, he wants to give her the world. But is she also finding ways of getting in her own way? And
Mhm.
sometimes we can see that. So just as you can see, it's like relatable storytelling and really good way of closing out the show, because in the end you're going to see the decisions that everyone makes.
And how it affects
um
them 100%.
and so just shout out to Tracy Oliver. She's always been a great writer. This is the woman behind Girls Trip, right?
She did First Wives Club. I know that, the one on
First
BET.
Wives
That
Club.
was really good.
Let me just get her resume correctly. Yeah, she did Girls Trip 2, The First Wives Club. She did Girls Trip and Girls Trip 2, The First Wives Club, The
Mm.
Blackening Little,
Oh, she did the blackening.
Awkward Black Girl. Yeah, she's worked a lot with Issa Rae. So yeah, Tracy Oliver, shout out to her. She
Yes,
is true talent. And Harlem season 3 does not
it was good.
disappoint. 6
Oh,
episodes. And you could just wait. I know Tinaya is waiting until they all just come out so she could just binge the whole thing.
just let me
Because
binge it.
literally, I watched it in like a day and a half.
Okay.
Because it's like, I was just like, up, next episode. Yep, next
Mm.
episode. So very digestible. So yeah, so shout out to Tracy Oliver. So that's
Another
our weekly grab. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us at We Watch Too Much TV, TEA, the letter V. Rate and review. I like
Yeah.
that our engagement is increasing.
Yes, we're getting a
Yeah.
lot of YouTube love. A lot of my friends are like, "Oh, I watched the show because of you." So,
Yeah.
thank you.
And
I'll
our
respond to
TikTok is not deleted. We're still
No, it is
there.
still up. We are still getting people like, "Ooh, I don't agree with you. I like Karen. I love telling yes, girl. I'll be that's I'm a comment back."
It's
But one
cool.
guy
It's
said,
cool. Like we are
listen,
here.
we love it. One guy said we must be evil to want to wish somebody out of a job. When we said, I think I said that I was glad that Robin wasn't on this season. He said, "You must be evil to wish somebody." I was like, "No, I'm not evil. She
You
gonna get
must
money."
be one. Get up out of here.
Okay.
Please.
On that
Anyways,
note,
and on that note, it's time to get into our piss poor performance. Okay. Who you pissing on, best friend?
you know what? Paramount/MTV. I'm pissing on y'all. Okay. I
Mm.
don't like that you took away my app. Okay. You guys are making it very hard to consume you. It is 2025. I don't have cable. I know people who still have cable, so I try to take advantage of that as much as I possibly can. I did watch the challenge All Stars season 5, and it just was hard to watch. Okay. Sometimes I would get a call and it's connected to my laptop. It'll stop. And instead of just starting it says resume playback, it starts from the beginning. Hate that. Okay. Hate it. And I will say MTV because, okay, so this is the first All Stars that's not on Paramount Plus, and they mixed up the cast. And for me personally, like I love seeing Cam on All Stars, but I like my All Stars because I remember Road Rules and Real Run. And I love that the challenge has made it younger. I love the balance. I just wish they would have kept All Stars, All Stars. So it's rivals. And so some of the rivals are old, some of the rivals are new. So they do have like a nice mix. It was a good episode. I didn't hate it. I just wish it was all my old school Road Rules. They could have brought Keefla back with somebody,
That's what they started All
Jarrell.
Stars for.
So they have Davon who hasn't been on in a while, and she's with Shane. They have Frank and Sam, who like I kind of remember, not really. They have Leroy, who I'm just praying Leroy wins once before he
Right.
retires for real, because
Rooting
I
for
love him.
Leroy, not rooting for Devon.
No, no, Devin. You said oh, Devon a girl. Oh
Yes.
yes, 'cause Devin is Leroy's partner. So I was like, oh
So
no,
we
yeah.
like Devin. We don't like Devon.
Like
I do
Devon.
not like Devon.
She's with Shane. You have Big T and Corey. It's okay. I wish it was just, but it's so funny because you remember Adam and Steve, they hated each other, they're partners, and they really hated each other.
Oh my gosh, I know. Remember he cursed him out last season.
Been on this. He said,
I just don't understand, like, MTV, why are you making it so difficult to watch your content? Like, are
Mm-mm,
you literally trying to make us miserable before just disappearing into oblivion? You
mm-mm,
deleted your website with decades of articles written by hardworking journalists. You
mm-hmm.
deleted the app, which makes no sense in the 2020 of whatever year it is, because that's how people consume media. And then you now don't even have your new shows on your website, which is where you were forcing us to go to watch television. Then it's 2025 and everyone has a damn app that you pay for to consume content. And it is what it is. If they have
It's
something
so
you want to watch,
annoying.
you pay for the app, you watch the show. But you don't even have it on that app. So
Mm-mm.
what is it other than you just want to make people extremely miserable? And
Mm-mm.
I do not, at this point now, I do not understand why anyone will want to have a deal with MTV, Paramount, that family, because you're not doing the show's justice by allowing the fans to consume the content.
Yeah,
I
it's
am
a
now
headache.
bootlegging anything that I watch on Paramount and MTV because that's the only way I can watch it.
Mm-hmm.
So get it together or just get lost. And when you do get lost, don't take the talent with you. Give us back our drag race, give us back our challenge, give it to us in ways that we can digest
And it's
because
easy.
clearly you're dropping the ball. So go drop the ball somewhere else, honey. You're wasting our time and dollars.
Yeah. And keep it to what we know. I don't know who said we needed to just get it together, Paramount and MTV. I'm pissed you
Yeah,
off.
because honestly, the All Stars, I mean, now what I'm wondering, and I think we talked about this before, I'm wondering if the reason they mixed it up is because it's becoming hard to get the more seasoned vets to come back on the show
Because it
because
is a lot.
they're now feeling like, oh, I can't do it, or life is life, and it starts to just
Mhm.
life the older you get. So is because of that why that they mixed it up? If that is the case, okay, understandable. But regardless, why is it not on Paramount Plus?
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
So, anyways,
Pissing all over you. Who are
pissing
you
on y'all
pissing
because y'all
on this?
playing games and stop playing in our face. Um, Back to the Grammys for my piss poor. Into the red carpet. Okay, I have to give my piss poor to the Associated Press journalist who rudely cut off the Kenneth Babyface Edmonds on the red carpet while the other journalist had asked him a question and he was answering it, and the little rude journalist saw Chappelle Roan. Okay, Chappelle Roan came, and that little girl was like, Chapel, Chapel, in the middle of Babyface. And Babyface is like, I know who I am. I have more than enough Grammys to let me know who I am. So he's like, oh, do what you got to do. I'm leaving. I never say where I'm not wanted.
Mm.
Um, And oh my gosh, that clip got uploaded online and that girl got dragged here and back from what I heard. She disappeared for the rest of the red carpets and then they had her come back at the end to apologize. She has since turned off her comments on Instagram.
No, they tearing her apart.
I'm assuming either she's on desk duty or fired. I don't know. And I don't wish anyone to lose their job in this economy. But as someone who has worked on numerous red carpets, what she did was incredibly unprofessional. It's also just not communication skills, and that's what we are, right? We studied communication. You don't cut someone off in the middle of a interview. Additionally, you have two people there for a reason. That means that you guys could work off of each other. You're also AP. You also had a really pristine special elite positioning on the carpet. I know these things, right? So they had the two girls able to stand here, their camera there, they had lights, so they had a team.
Mhm.
Also, Chappelle Roan was standing there waiting to interview with you. She wasn't going
Wasn't
nowhere.
in no rush.
So
Yeah.
for that girl to cut off Babyface was just, and if you look, because I've watched, we've seen the clip multiple times. Prior to her doing that, she was doing something weird with her body. She kind of was like leaned back, and it just looked like, oh, she had already checked out. And if you think about it, the other girl was the one who asked Babyface the question. So this little Krista, I looked up, I think her name is Kristen. She
Who is she from social media? Like, is she a
No,
journalist
I just
or?
looked at her name. She works for AP. She works for them as a journalist. And she was disengaged. So you could tell she didn't care what Babyface had to say. And then she
Mhm.
saw Chappelle Brown and she's like, Chapel, Chapel. Now, granted, you clearly are the demographic that
Yeah,
applies to
yeah, yeah.
Chapel Roan, Chappelle Roan.
Yeah.
But that is Babyface. That is a legend. You're also a journalist. It doesn't matter who you're talking to. I have
Mm.
missed out on talking to talent because somebody I was interviewing already was in the middle of a sentence and I just wasn't going to cut them off. I will try to give eye contact or word to their publicist, like just letting them know. All you even got to do, I mean,
Mhm.
they already know. Like, I want to talk to your talent. Bring them back here. The publicist is already doing their job to look at like, oh, who is she with? Oh, she's with AP. Yeah, we want to talk to them. That's
Mhm.
what it's already going to be done. What you did was incredibly rude. I don't know if you're an amateur on red carpets, but I guarantee you probably won't be on another one.
No.
And this
No.
is in any Trump's economy. You do not want to lose your job. So I mean, I'm sure you learned. It was a lesson learned because you getting dragged, boo boo. But I had to do
Common courtesy, though. Just common courtesy. There was no need to
it was incredibly
interrupt.
rude.
To your point, there was
She
just
didn't
no.
care. She didn't care. She literally didn't care. She clearly wanted to talk to Chaperone, and that's why she cut off the baby face. It was like, girl, yeah, not in our Black History Month. Are you kidding me?
I was just about to say, not in the Black History of the months. How, you know what? And this is
Not in
why
Black
AP
History the month.
hires some Black
Yes,
journalists because
yes,
maybe you're Black journalists. One with no
yes.
respect, but two with no
AP,
the babyface Edmonds. I'm
period,
sorry. Yes. Ugh.
period. So
Sorry, girl.
yes, that was our piss poor. But now we're gonna get into our yes segment for who we are actually rooting for, proud for, giving applause to. Best
Mm.
friend, who you got?
I never thought these words would come out of my mouth. But Miss Butthole, I love you. My yes is going to Lydia Butthole Collins from RuPaul's Drag Race season 17. Not since the Marsha
Mm-hmm.
lip sync with what is her name? It is leaving me. Runner up to Sasha Colby in season 5. What is
Oh,
her
I
name?
always forget the runner-ups.
Oh,
Sorry.
I'm so sorry. I have to look this
Always.
up.
I
But
literally forget them every
this is
time.
the first lip sync in a long time that I've watched over and over, specifically on social media.
Mm.
It won't give too much away, but it was RDPR, like the SNL live again. I'm not crazy about the challenge, but it's different. And I know Rue loves SNL. So basically, Lydia was in the bottom. She did the lip sync to Boogie Wonderland by Earth, Wind, and Fire. And when you see her and you hear that, you're like, nah. And baby, when I tell you that little white little drag queen was just a boogieing and just hit the beat, I love drag queens with musicality. Yeah, you have your flipping queens and your real dancing queens, but I love the ones who hit the beat, like Willow Pill, like even
Right.
sometimes a Jinx or even a Monet, who are very musical, and that's what I love a lip sync for. Give me a show. And her opponent was very desperate. Her opponent was just looked like, I'm
You going
desperate.
home.
Woo! Just like I'm losing. I don't know what to do. And Lydia is just just
Mm.
if you were not a Lydia fan before this lip sync, you are now.
More now.
Like obsessed with her. Now you know who she is. First of all, she was dressed as a penis. That was her.
I love it. First of all, the name is Lydia Butthole Collins. Get into it. And
I think
every outfit she wears has some homage to her butthole. So, period.
the theme was pretty in pink, and she came as a pink penis.
Penis, which
Yes.
is
And
near
then
the
she took it
butthole.
off for like the lip
I
sync.
love
But
it.
ooh,
She came as a
Lydia,
penis.
I am a
Wait,
fan.
I have a question. Whoever lost the lip sync, did they dunk Michelle Visage?
No, they did dunk her. She didn't go down, so they did stay. Some people were saying it was rigged. Some people were saying it was rigged.
Wait, what do you
That
mean that did the dunk?
so you know how they all pick a number? They picked it, and Michelle didn't go down. So the queen that got eliminated ended up staying. So nobody went home.
Oh, that's what I mean. That so
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So she
she
did.
didn't dunk her.
Yeah, no, she didn't. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah, you were right. Yeah, she didn't dunk
Yeah,
her.
cool. All right, cool. That's that. I mean, I know the queen's still there, get annoyed by it, but it's good for the viewer. Like
Yeah,
and I think this is the first time they've done it, but I think it's something they should keep for some time.
they will.
It's pretty unpredictable, and it's also fun to see Michelle potentially get dunked into a tank of
And
water.
yeah, and the drag delusion is beginning. It's just like
Yeah.
so many. It's giving you a replay of like season 5, the Mean Girls, like
Mm.
Velasca talks talking shit about Jinx and oh Jinx, 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 but
Ooh.
the judges are eating it. You kind
Ooh.
of see that kind of the same thing where the girls who think they should be number one are not, and the girls that are winning, they're like they don't see it, but we see
Mm-hmm.
it. It's just the
Ah,
drag. Anya Nerve said the drag delusion. Untucked is
yeah.
better than drag
I
race.
know. I do believe that this is the season for that, so that's why I'm here for it. But
The
okay.
young ones are like, I'm the best. But yes, Lydia B. Collins, I see you in top 5 now, baby. Just keep it up. Maybe get funnier. I hope she doesn't mess up Snatch Game. But
Oh,
yes, that's
don't ruin Snatch Game, or yeah, we don't know.
okay. Who's on your yes?
My yes is going to Ryan Coogler, Ryan the Coogler, for his new horror film coming out, Sinners. Yes, there's definitely a play on vampires, but I was on that virtual press conference that he had last week, and from what he says is it's multi-genre elements of it. So it's not even just vampires, the different components that tell a really good story. It pays homage to the Reconstruction era, often forgotten time, but something tied deeply to our ancestry as Black people. And oftentimes within the horror genre, particularly with vampires, you very rarely see Black ones. So of course we have, first of all, hilarious. Me and my husband was having this conversation. I was like, the only Black vampire we saw was Vampire in Brooklyn. He was like, Blade? I was like, oh. He
No,
was like,
Vampire in Brooklyn with Eddie Murphy.
period.
That's the one I know. You talking about Mark
Okay.
Andrew. Mark messing up
Okay.
my
Eddie V. Murphy, okay, and his rendition of Dracula. Get into it,
with
period.
that long
Okay.
little
Because justice for Vampire in Brooklyn. Okay,
and
we
when
deserve
we
the
get a
part two.
remake. Yes, we need a remake. Come on.
Remake. Bring back Angela Bassett.
I'm offended.
Bring back Kadeem Hardison. Period. Anyways, so Sinners, the trailer looks amazing. Just this is going to be a really, really good quality horror film, but also layered. I don't know if you've ever seen a movie like The Skeleton Key. That was a horror movie with Kate Hudson, but it tied into that old, like was it even Reconstruction era, tied into that New Orleans hoodoo theme of like kind of dark magic witchcraft. And that, I mean, it's an old movie. I don't want to, it's not like a spoiler alert, but that ending of just like the I haven't seen the movie in so long, but pretty much the ending turned out to be that it was two slaves or like former slaves that had been able to kind of take over bodies through hoodoo, through dark magic. And it was just like, whoa, nobody was expecting that. But at the same time, it's a horror film, but it also tells Black history, it tells American history. That's what I'm getting from Sinners. So it's also his first horror film. And there cannot just only be one. We can't only just have uh uh what's his name? You know it.
Black guy?
Black guy who makes horror movies.
Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele. He does not need to be the only one. So I like that Ryan Coogler is staking claim in this horror genre. And he's not a monolith, okay? He is not just Black Panther, okay? Fruitvale Station, shout out to for that because he's also made that. Okay, Ryan Coogler is showing like, I am a filmmaker. I love cinematography, cinema. I make any kind of film that I want to make. And he did say that this is kind of an homage to his own personal family history, and his late uncle and his grandfather and the town that they like the time that they came from and towns that they came from in the South, the deep South. So I'm excited for this film to come out. And yeah, shout out to Ryan Coogler. I hope I get to sit down with his ass and dig into this film more.
So excited. It looks really, 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 really good.
Yes. Yes. All right, y'all. Like and subscribe, rate and review.
Let us know if you want to see that movie. Because he actually looks really good in it too, I will say.
Delroy Lindo? Oh, Michael B. Jordan.
Yes. And Delroy Lindo.
And Delroy Lindo, period. 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 Justice for the Daddy.
It comes out in March. It comes out in March.
Oh, we gonna be there. We gonna be there. Okay, best friend. It's about that time to get into some positivity.
Deep breathing is really good for you guys. Every morning, I just like to breathe and just ground myself. And I look in the mirror and I tell myself I love myself 10 times. It's just a good practice, just to tell yourself.
I love you. I love you. I love you.
I love you. I love you.
I love you. I love you.
Stay away from those people who try to disparage your ambitions. Small minds will always do that, but great minds will give you a feeling that you can become great too. Mark Twain.
Mark Twain, period. Huckleberry fan.
He knew.
He knew.
He knew.
He knew.
Mark, name of the episode, Mark Twain. He knew.
He knew. He knew. My quote is, don't let your mind bully your body into believing it must carry the burden of its worries. Basically, crush anxiety. That is by Astrid Alauda. I found it on Pinterest, but yeah, period. Period. All right, and on that note, our closing slogan is
love, abundance, and really good hair bundles. Like my best friends, their hair is slayed. Okay.
I've had these bundles since August. Okay.
Slayed. Okay. My braids will be done. TBD.
Shout out to my hairstylist. All right, y'all. We'll be back. Yeah, because I think we should probably start doing our seasons like 15 episodes ish. 10 is so short; it goes by so fast. And Drag Race is still on. We can't.
Drag Race will be till June though. It'll be on till June.
Oh gosh, we're not gonna stay that long. We're gonna take a break, but we might go at least for 4 more episodes after this, and then we're gonna take a break. All right, y'all. Peace.
Bye.